Now I request Shri Subodh Tiwari to address the audience with his profound thoughts. Please welcome Shri Subodh Tiwari with a generous applause. Shri Subodh Tiwari has been organizer and convener of various international conferences organized by Kaivalya Dham, Lonavala. He has traversed the globe carrying his message on all national and international forums. His goal is to qualitatively enhance the life of an individual through the practice of yoga and improve the quality of environment through sustainable human efforts.
Let's begin with Shanti Path. You may join me. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vitvishavahay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. योग गुरु, योग साधक और योग के विद्यार्थी सभी लोगों को मेरा प्रणाम. My reverence to the yoga gurus, the yoga sadhaks and the yoga students present in this august gathering today. The distinguished Professor Dr. Alex has raised the expectations very high from his articulate address to all of you. No such expectation should be kept from me. I remember a story that was told to me by Swami Niranjananand in the recent conference. Swami Niranjananand was coming from the US and he was accompanied by a great researcher. And he asked the researcher that what was he doing, what work was he doing. So he told Swami Niranjan that for 3 years I have been working on Rasagulla, the Indian sweet from the east. And Swami Niranjan said, very good, so 3 years, now how come you are traveling to India? So he told Swami Niranjan, now I am going to go and taste it. Well, I have no credentials to have done research on Rasgulla, but being born in Kaivalya Dham, I have tasted it already. The theme for conference is very relevant. The scientific aspect, the social aspect, and the spiritual aspect. All that go to the very essence of yoga. Yoga is an art of living and science of experience. All of us know that. We have come to a stage, we have come to a time when we have a legacy and history of Hatha Yoga, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. And today there is a time when we have hot yoga, power yoga, artistic yoga, gravitational yoga and aquatic yoga and God knows what. Definitely Maharishi Patanjali is not happy. But we need to do something about it. And I'm sure that this August gathering, this conference is going to lead that focus towards inner self. The science of yoga is very important. We saw the message of respected Hansaji and our lead speaker for today. I come from an institute called Kaivalya Dham, which shares its lineage of Swami Madhav Das Ji Maharaj as our supreme teacher. When we read various books which lay down the history of yoga, the early 1900s was a time when there was a renaissance of yoga. जब योग को एक नई दृष्टिकोण से देखा गया था, वो 1900 दशक में था. And this was the time when yoga was started to be looked upon in the scientific lab. In 1917, our founder Swami Kaivalya, when he was in Baroda, started scientific research in the field of yoga and got yoga to the laboratories. 1924, the first research journal of yoga entitled Yogmimamsa was published, which gave a strong contention of the science in the field of yoga. It was very encouraging when I was informed recently by a friend that there's a very interesting exhibition in the Smithsonian Museum in Washington. And when they link the past, present, and the future, the copy of this research journal, Yogmimamsa, is displayed in very bold letters, saying that this is what was the transformation, and this was what the renaissance of yoga. So when we looked at yoga as a science, it did not do anything new. What it did was to research what was already there, discover. So experiments were done right early as to what was the importance of pranayama. Was it the oxygen or was it the CO2? What was the difference between state of samadhi and state of hypnosis? What were the importance of pranayama and what was its relation in bhugarbha samadhi? So when we look in a scientific way, the curiosity of an individual is answered, and of course we take a leap ahead. So as one of the themes of this conference, the scientific aspect of yoga holds due importance. We see so much of work happening now in the field of scientific research all throughout the world. And we are very hopeful that it would lead mankind, those who firmly believe only in scientific evidence, into the subtle and the innermost aspects of yoga. Yoga has also made a very strong impact in the social field. You see so many examples. Yoga as a science of development of inner self at individual level is transforming individuals, which is at its own pace. But there are programs which approach the society at large, which will see this transformation in the society as a whole. So you have programs running for prisoners at the social level. You have yoga being implemented for workers. You have yoga in the schools. And that is what would bring a sociological change as one of the themes, upliftment through yoga in scientific, social, and spiritual field. We did a very interesting research, a survey research with IIM Calcutta. And what I said earlier, that we are in times having the classical yoga and the contemporary trends of yoga. So it is true that yoga in essence is a science of spiritual development. There is no two ways about it. This is the truth. But the other side of the coin and the fact is that most of the practitioners of yoga do it for their physical well-being. But we cannot be critical and we cannot ignore the contemporary trend. We have to get them together. So one part of our survey research, which was very interesting, was that 75% of people started yoga for their physical well-being. But those who continued more than 6 months, they confessed that they continued because of its advantage, what it offered to their mental well-being. And this was a very welcome finding for us. So there needs to be in harmony of the classical traditions to take in arms those in the contemporary traditions, so that even they could lead to the sublime aspects of yoga. In this sense, the upliftment of the society through yoga has a large-scale impact. Spirituality, like I said, is in essence of yoga. It's for personal development. And when an individual develops, it creates an integrated society. An integrated society would create an integrated nation. And when this is practiced on a whole, all the nations together will make a very harmonious, peaceful, and a yogic world. So let's all hope for that. Thank you very much to the organizers to have invited me here. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Pranam.